Hello, fellow fantasy sports fans. Welcome to MFSN, the Hub's fantasy football strategy show, Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. I'm Dr. Dan Ratner, and I'm here today just with Ross the Boss.
Hey, everybody. Ross the Boss here. Yes, I'm wearing the Boss shirt, and I'm coming live from La La Lipstick City. And yes, we're discussing week 14. Are we
It's
that
week
far
14.
ahead?
It's week 14 already. Yes.
Time flies when you're having fun. But yes, you should know if you're in the playoffs or not, I imagine. And if this week's important to you, you better hang on and listen to what we have to say.
Well, actually, I mean, I think there's a fair amount of teams that this week's going to be important. Remember, the season is now, it's 18 weeks long because there's 17 games and there's buys. So there's a lot of teams still alive out there. And also teams are fighting for buys. So there's a lot of information that people need.
Right.
Let's just start with a Thursday game because it's coming up very soon. It's tonight. Cowboys at Lions. They decided to play silver and blue against silver and blue. It's very confusing. What do you expect from this game? Who are the big time players that you'd be looking for? Obviously, there's the usual suspects, but is there anybody who jumps out at you as having a particularly good matchup in this game?
Yeah, I mean, both defenses are really not good. St. Brown is still questionable. We're not getting an answer. I don't think he'll play, but that guy's the toughest wide receiver in the league, so he plays hurt all the time. But
it sounds like he's trending towards not playing.
George Pickens is probably one of the hottest receivers in the league right now. I mean, that guy's – and when CeeDee Lamb came back, I said, okay, Pickens is not going to have some great games, right? Because CeeDee Lamb's back. I was wrong.
Right.
Lamb had over 100 yards and a touchdown, and Pickens went over 80 yards, I think, in a touchdown. I mean, Pickens has been on fire. So the offensives for both teams, I expect the Dallas Cowboys to throw the ball a lot more. We'll see a throwing attack by Dak Prescott. He'll have at least 1 or 2 interceptions, but it doesn't matter. And then same thing goes on the other side. I mean, you'll see Jamar Gibbs running the ball a lot compared to the running back for Williams for Dallas. But we'll see a lot of offense. I think Dallas will have over 21 points by the third quarter. And I think we'll see an aerial attack and an offensive explosion by both teams.
All right, so Isaac Tesla is he's the wide receiver who I think we expect to slot in if St. Brown is out.
I guess. I think Raymond's out also, right? So Tesla, who I really know nothing of. I mean, I know the name because it looks like he's driving a Tesla, right?
He spelled it wrong.
I know he spells it weird, right? But I have no information on him. I know they have to throw the ball to somebody. Their star tight end is out for the year,
Laporta's out. Yep.
And I just feel Detroit they're going to put the ball in Gibbs' hand a lot tonight. So their running game is going to be big.
Absolutely. I also think Jameson Williams is going to be a complete target hog. But
100 yards, Jameson Williams.
But Isaac Tesla was a third-round pick. We're not talking about nobody here. I mean,
what school? I didn't even know what school he go to.
He went to Arkansas. You're usually the one who knows these things, but
no, I know nothing about. I have no information. I just know I saw this.
I mean, this is interesting.
All I can tell you, he's in the huddle. That's all I can say.
Sure, but he's a third-round pick on a team that's a great fantasy team, and now he has a real role. Would you be comfortable starting him? I think as a kind of more desperation flex.
I mean, desperation. I'm putting my money, like you said, on Williams. I think he'll have a big game regardless if St. Brown plays or not. If St. Brown plays, he'll be a decoy.
Yep.
He's not going to get the ball that much. So
totally agree. But if you've got Jameson Williams, you got to be really happy right now.
Yeah, and I think Ferguson, the tight end for Dallas, is not going to have a big game. So don't start him if you have him.
Okay, he thinks he's going to be Turd Ferguson.
I think he may have a touchdown. I mean,
did I just sneak that joke by you? You heard Turd Ferguson, didn't you? I mean, come on.
Do you know who Ferguson's grandfather is?
No, it's not Ferguson Jenkins, I'm sure.
No,
I'm kidding.
It's Alvarez. It's Alvarez, the football coach, the college football coach. Alvarez, he's coach Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah, that's his grandson. They never talk about it, but
I had no idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about this part of the season. Ross, there are people. There's plenty of people trying to get into the playoffs. There's people trying to clinch buys. And speaking of buys, there's 4 teams that are on bye right now: Carolina, New York Giants, New England, and San Francisco. The Giants just played New England, I think, right? And they went on bye. So, by the way, if we're going to talk about that game, we do need to talk about what happened with the kicker. Were you watching when this happened?
Yeah.
It was insane. Describe what you saw.
I love Koo. Yeah, I mean everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes. I mean, it wasn't pretty to look at, but
no.
I'm not. I like Koo. I'm not going to say anything bad.
He's a good guy, but he kicked the ground.
Korean. I like the kid. I like when he kicked for Atlanta. I like the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of wonder what happened there. In any case,
nothing. They're human. All these guys are human beings.
Of course they are. Of course they are. I'm not even bringing it up to make fun of him, except I am laughing my ass off.
I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad for the Giants fans. Next year the New York Giants are going to be really good. They have a good nucleus of that team. They're all hurt, but when they all come back, I mean, think about it.
Well, I was talking to somebody about this. Like, certain teams enter phases where, I start to wonder: are these like the new Browns or the new Jets? Are they becoming this?
Yeah.
When they just and I have a couple Giants friends who are fans. I wasn't talking to Casey though; he is a Giants fan.
Okay, big Giant fan. Yeah.
But they were like, "Oh my God, they're entering one of those phases." I was like, "I don't think the Giants are going to do that." But
no, Jackson Dart, that receiver they have from LSU. What's his name?
Malik Neighbors.
And Cam Stadaboo, I mean, those 3 guys alone are really, really
They've got a really good nucleus. Okay, let's jump back to fantasy football, though. We've got some teams on bye. Yep. Ross, who would be some players that you'd recommend? Let's talk about wide receivers and running backs mostly that you can fill in or that you'd be looking to add. And they could be surprise players. I mean, we've got players coming out of the woodwork right now, as often happens this time of year. Who are some people you might plug in?
I know we mentioned him before, Casey and I like Higgins for the Texans, not T. Higgins, but
Jaden Higgins, I believe.
Jaden Higgins for the Texans. He's somebody that's wavering around in waivers once in a while. There's always the usual suspects. You got the Puka. I mean, you got all these. You got all the regular guys, but
I got one for you in a second.
I don't know if T. Higgins is back this week. If he's not, I like Tinsley for the Bengals. I think he'll have a good game if he gets to play. He's a very sought-out wide receiver the Bengals drafted. I like this kid. He was great in preseason. And I feel that, there's also, I mean, there's players, more players I'm just staying away from. I mean, anybody with, even Pittsburgh, I don't trust Metcalf anymore. I threw him out. And I mean, it's just, there's so many bad receivers out there. I also like Mooney for Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta, I don't know if London's back. I mean, there's the skeptical reports about him playing. I have no idea. I mean, we'll see. But I mean, there's a lot of teams that are out of it, that are not going to make the playoffs. And teams like Tennessee and teams like even Miami Dolphins, they'll be airing the ball out. I mean, they're not going to be like this hand off the ball. They want to score points. All these guys want to keep their jobs.
Yep.
So we'll see a lot of high scoring games with games that don't matter.
Yep. Now I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I'm going to recommend a New York Jet.
I can't wait to hear it. Let me just guess.
I already started to say it.
Who is it?
Adonai Mitchell.
Baruch atah Adonai. Every time I hear his name, I always think about.
It's definitely very Jewish minded in the thoughts for sure. But he got 12 targets, 8 receptions, 102 yards, and a touchdown. And on top of it, he's got Tyrod Taylor throwing to him. And I think a veteran quarterback who finds a target, that's more likely to continue. So he's somebody that I'd be looking out for. Here's another one that I like. Devon Vele. I don't even know how you say his name, but he was traded from the Broncos a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And he was traded to the Saints, and then the Saints traded Rashid Shaheed and one other wide receiver. So he's got a role there. Not only that, but Tyler Show is starting to actually show up, it seems like. So these are 2 guys that I'd be looking for as plugins that I'm more comfortable than Isaac Tesla with, actually, these 2, because they feel like they have a role and they're young and up and coming. What do you feel about Alec Pierce? I'm curious about him.
Alec Pierce, I I like the guy. He gets a deep ball every game. He always gets like a 30, 40-yarder. He'll have like 3 or 4 catches, but one of them is going to be a bomb. He had a touchdown last week also. I like Alec Pierce. I've been talking about him for a while on our Tuesday show. But he's a guy, if I had him, I would probably start him every game. He always gets a bomb from Jones every game. It's unbelievable.
He's become a very solid play as far as I'm concerned. One other question about wide receiver, Dontavian Wicks came out of nowhere last week.
Yeah.
94 yards, 2 touchdowns on 7 targets and 6 catches.
The Green Bay is playing the Bears this week. That's a big rivalry game, as we know. It's going to be cold in Green Bay.
And the Bears are looking good.
The Bears are they in first place in the NFC? Am I correct?
I think they are.
Yes. Am I right?
Yes.
I know. It's like that on the bingo card. The Bears.
You have to check reality when you see it.
I think they're in first place.
They are.
They're playing great. So, yes, on Wicks, I like Wicks a lot. He passed Dobbs for me. I think Wicks right now is the number 1 receiver in Green Bay, if that makes any sense.
It doesn't make any sense, although I agree with you.
Until Reed comes back. But if you got to start a receiver in somebody's on bye week or something, Wicks is a great idea.
Okay, we got some questions rolling in, Ross. So QH need help starting 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, one flex. Okay. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra, we think he's out. Nico, Romadunze, Shakir, Higgins, the Houston receiver. Running backs, Kyron, Judkins, Monangai. I wanted to ask about Kyle Monangai. Players on waivers, Godwin, Mooney, Worthy. Whoa. This must be a 10-team league. That's my guess. Judy and Tesla. Running backs, Neal, Hunt, Tootin, and CRJ. Who is CRJ? Why am I blanking on that? Oh, is that the guy on Washington? I don't know. Anyways, we'll check that out. So we've got 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and 1 flex. All right. So Ross, dig in. Who's the automatics here?
Okay, I like Godwin.
I see a couple.
I like Godwin this week with Tampa Bay. They're in a must-win situation. Godwin and Baker have a great relationship. This is his 2nd game or 3rd game back from the injury. I don't think Evans is back this week, so I think Godwin's going to be up there as a good target for him. Of course, we start Nico. I love Nico Collins. So do you. Rome has been up and down. I'm not sold on Rome, but
he has been hard to sit him.
But it's hard for me to sit him. Shakir, I'm not a huge fan of that whole Buffalo receiving core. I think they're like, if you were to tell me who's the worst receiving core, Buffalo would be in the conversation. In all seriousness.
No, since they got rid of Stephon Diggs, they haven't really had any.
The receiving core is horrible.
Yeah.
I mentioned Higgins earlier. I like him. I think they'll be passing the ball a lot, and he's been a good target the past 3 or 4 games.
So would you rather have Higgins or Godwin, and then we could start one at flex?
Well, Amon, I would start if he's playing, but
of course,
I don't know. So I'm saying Amon's not playing. So we got to pick 3, right? So
and possibly
Rome,
a flex.
I don't know about Rome. I mean, he's been so up and down. I would go Nico.
I'm not sitting Rome.
Nico, Higgins, and Godwin. I would go 3 receivers. Who are your 3 receivers?
I'm going to go with Nico, Rome, and Higgins. Obviously, if Amon-Ra's playing, I was playing him. Kyron and Judkins are automatic starts for me. I'm not even thinking about it.
And I like Mooney. I wish Penix was playing. I just don't trust I don't trust their backup Cousins at all.
Yeah, I mean, looking on the waiver wire, I do like Godwin potentially. Worthy could be a dart throw. He's got a lot of talent. Tesla also, but I think Higgins starts over those guys, and then the question is the flex. So let me ask you about Kyle Monangai.
The running backs, Kyron and Judkins, right? I mean, Judkins.
They're automatic for me.
Yeah.
What about Kyle Monangai? What do you make of this guy?
I mean, Green Bay's defense is okay. They're not bad. They're not great. I would start Monangai's now. Monangai's, he'll get 15, 20.
I'd be starting Monangai at flex at this point.
I mean, I think he's just the past couple of weeks he's been money. I mean, You got to start him.
Yeah, I think you start him at your flex spot.
Yeah,
and then I would go Nico, Roman, Higgins. Ross, you said Nico, Higgins, and Godwin.
I could be sold off Godwin. I just think I have a feeling, when somebody's got a feeling that Baker's going to have a big game with Godwin this week. I don't know why. Just something in the air. I don't know.
All right, we've got a flex question in a PPR league. Bam Knight, Isaac Tesla, or QJ must be Quentin Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm going Quentin myself. It's not even a question in my mind.
Well, Herbert got those pins in. He probably will be playing, but I don't know how much he'll be effective.
I don't know how effective he'll be.
That scares me. And Quentin has horrible hands. I mean, he drops everything.
He does, but he's still.
But out of those three, I would start Quentin. You're right.
I mean, it's funny. You were like, I'm trying to go against
three,
you.
Bam Knight. The Rams are going to take a huge lead. This is the script. Rams get the lead, and then Arizona has to throw the ball like 80% of the time to catch up.
Yep. Okay. Let's go to running backs and talk about some big time starts that we have in question. One question I have is the Carolina backfield. It's just been seesawing back and forth. Rico Dowdle took it from Chuba Hubbard. Now Chuba Hubbard seems like he's taking it back from Rico Dowdle. Where are things with that?
I don't know. I just feel it's 50-50. And Chuba had a touchdown last week, and I don't think Rico did.
No, and also he out-carried him in terms of, yards per carry.
So Rico, when he was playing by himself without Chuba, he was great. Now I think it's rally sets in. So either back, I don't like that much. But, I mean, who would say the Carolina Panthers would be like a 500 team by week 14? I mean,
I'm not that surprised because I was big on what's his name, the quarterback. I'm blanking. Bryce Young. But I didn't turn out to be right about Bryce Young, but I did turn out to be right about Carolina that they're not so bad.
I had no clue that they would be this good. I mean, they are just not. They're winning games. They're covering games. They're doing everything it takes to be a contender. I mean, they're playing really well. Congratulations to them.
All right, we need to do a little bit of follow-up. We talked about Isaac Tesla before, but that's what this question is about. Even if Amon-Ra is out, should he not play Tesla over Bam Knight or Quentin Johnson? It's close, but I'm going to trust my best guy in that.
Yeah, I enjoy playing players that are on national television like tonight. Like it's a national television game, the only game going on. It's always fun to have a player in the mix, especially a game in Detroit where the weather is going to be perfect and they're playing on AstroTurf, so it's going to be a fast game. So Tesla's not a bad start.
He's not a bad start, but I just prefer.
I'm not in love, but I do like the primetime game players.
Mm-hmm. Okay, other running backs I want to talk about. RJ Harvey. Did he have a big week? I mean, yes, he did in terms of scores, but he ran the ball 13 times for 35 yards. So, don't love that.
Denver, who's Denver played this week? They have an easy game. They play
the
Oakland Raiders. No, the Las Vegas Raiders they play.
That's right. So I actually really like him as a start this week. I mean, the Raiders, he's going to shred the Raiders.
The Raiders are they're bad. I wish I could say something good. I can't. Everything about that team is bad, from their offensive line to their quarterback to their defense. It's just bad. There's no other adjective I can use. But I do like RJ Harvey. I think he'll have a good week. I think he'll have a touchdown again and maybe 50, 60 yards total. So take it as it is.
Okay, now this is a question. Obviously, the Giants are on bye, so it's not for this week. But when they come back, is Devin Singletary the guy? Is it Tyrone Tracy? Tyrone Tracy got hurt, I think, right?
Tyrone got hurt. He got carted off. They carted him away.
Right. Now, what are they saying about him, though?
I haven't even checked. Before he even got hurt, Singletary was getting the majority of the handoffs. Singletary is the guy for New York Giants. He'll be getting majority of the handoffs. If you have Tracy, either drop him or don't start him, obviously. But Singletary, yes, he is the main guy in New York for next week. Okay,
now Tracy, according to the latest news I'm seeing, it was a hip stinger and he's supposed to be fine.
Okay, well, he has a week to rest. But regardless, Singletary got...
He did, but you got to think about it. Some of it was game flow. I mean, they were getting blown out. And Singletary is the back who gets the passes.
Yeah, I would stay away from any running back that plays for the Giants.
I'm not. Listen, this is about desperation, and sometimes even when you make it to the playoffs,
Singletary over Tracy.
Sometimes even when you make it to the playoffs, especially like in a 12-team league or
playoffs
with deeper playoffs with deeper benches, you never start Jim Mora anyway. He was only a coach. How about Kamani Vidal? What do you think of this guy at this point?
I live in LA too. I mean, I don't know what to think. I mean,
he has seesawed. I mean, he has the weirdest line I've ever seen. I'll read you. Okay, so we have weird scoring in our league, but in our league, he scored 31 points in week 6, 5.5 in week 7, 29.2 in week 8, 3 in week 9, 17.3 in week 10, 2.2 in week 11. Then there was a bye week. He comes back and scores 35.2. Now our scoring is all jacked up, so don't pay any attention to that. But you'll see the seesawing. So it's an even number week, but he's due to not have a good game, and yet he's playing the Eagles. Their defense has not been that good, which is surprising to me. But I'm very comfortable starting him anyway. Sure, you're going to have bad weeks, but I think you start the game.
Okay, this is the problem. I'll just tell you the game script problem with starting him this week. Herbert's not going to be under center. He can't take a snap. His non-throwing hand is busted. Okay, he has pins in it. So to be a running back and start as a shotgun and get the handoff, it's a lot harder. It's not the same. You don't get the running start. So you're getting the ball without running basically, and you're 3 yards behind. So that's the only negative I have to say about Vidal is I don't think they'll be running the ball that much. I think they'll be passing short passes. Could be part of the short passing attack, but I think the Chargers overall, I don't see them running the ball that much. And Herbert likes to run too.
Now we just have to hope Quentin Johnson holds the ball because we've made a recommendation to go with him.
He's just bad, but I like the Chargers beginning of the year, but now I'm like, I don't know if they'll even make the playoffs.
All right, I'm going to switch gears to quarterback, Ross. I want to ask this question. Imagine you're playing in a Superflex league and you had terrible quarterback luck, but you scooped up all of the waiver wire potential gems you
could. Tell me who I scooped up. Tell me.
You ended up with Jacoby Brissett. You ended up with Tyrod Taylor, Marcus Mariota, and Tyler Show. Okay.
He won't be in the league next year, but keep going. Yeah.
Okay. And you've got Kirk Cousins. Okay, so you got 5 quarterbacks, and you got to start 2 of them. Who do you start?
So Jacoby Brissett, top 10 quarterback every week. I mean, that guy's been on fire.
He's been great. Yeah.
I mean, he rejuvenated his career. I mean, Kyler
Murray, he may have killed Kyler Murray's.
I think he's gone.
Kyler Murray killed his own.
You heard it from me first. I bet he's going to be a Las Vegas Raider. Believe it or not, Las Vegas Raider.
Ooh, the minor leagues.
Yeah, that's where he'll be playing. They're bringing his talents to Las Vegas, which isn't a bad place. Their stadium's great. No state tax if you work there.
I know, but that team, man, and for quarterbacks, you don't want to go.
It's just a death march. But and I mean, the other one I would start is Tyrod Taylor. I mean, he looked good. He actually looked okay.
Just imagine though. Let's say you're in the playoffs and you're starting Jacoby Brissett and Tyrod Taylor. Who could predict such a thing?
I think Jacoby Brissett's going to have a really good week against the Rams just because they'll be behind a lot and he has to throw. So the game script's really going to help him, and they'll score points. He'll be a top 5 quarterback this week. Mark my words for fantasy.
Okay, now you're saying Kyler Murray's going to end up on the Raiders next year?
I think so. Yeah, I think he's gone.
I mean, I watched what happened to Geno Smith going from the Seahawks to the Raiders. It was not pretty.
Beggars can't be choosers. If the Raiders were smart, they would draft one of these high price quarterbacks coming out of college. There's like 3 good ones. So.
Yep. Okay, I want to talk about the Cardinals' backfield. Bam Knight was mentioned. Listen, some backfields are a total mess. That one has been. But what's happening there? Is it Benson? Who's the guy? Yeah, Trey Benson.
Benson's their second string.
Is he their second string?
Well, Benson was beginning of the season, but then he became first string
That's what I mean, because Connor's been out.
So I think Connor's out for the year. And
but Benson was not seen practicing today.
He was not?
No. So it looks like
He's
Bam
not.
Knight again is going to be the number one running back, which
Yeah,
brings
so-
up this question again. Look at this.
Yeah.
We need to revisit this. Bam Knight, Tesla, or Quentin Johnson? This is a tough question. I mean, it's pretty tough and hard to not go with the running back in that situation, but I'm going to stick to my guns. Quentin Johnson's the best player overall. I'm going to stick with him. Ross, are you changing your mind?
Yeah, I'll say Tesla.
He changed his mind. I knew you were going
Tesla,
to.
just because it's going to be a high scoring game, and Detroit's going to have to start throwing the ball, and you know that Williams will be double teamed, and Gibbs will be looked at by the linebackers coming out of the backfield. So,
all right, the real Tommy V. It's good to see you. It's been a while, my friend. He says Kyler to Miami. Could you see that?
Tua's going to be gone, huh? We'll see.
I mean, Tua's not going to be there for much longer.
Yeah.
I can't see it. I don't see how he's going to survive all that time.
Yeah. I mean, I thought McDaniel I thought should have been fired like 4 weeks ago, but now I think he should keep the job. I changed my mind on their coach McDaniel. I don't think he's the problem. I think the problem is Tua and the defense. But I think McDaniel will keep the job. It's so funny when people want to fire these coaches. I'm saying, okay, you want to get rid of McDaniel. Who do you want to take his place?
Yeah,
Like, is some retreaded coach that got fired last year? Or
okay, so I'm totally in agreement with you on this, Ross. In fact, I was making this point to a friend of mine. He's a Browns fan. This friend of mine. I live in Cleveland, and they want to fire Kevin Stefanski, and I was like, why? Why would you do that? This is the thing that drives me crazy about NFL football. They think that, oh, we got to get rid of this guy and bring in someone else. Do you know how many times people bring in somebody new and it's terrible?
Yeah.
Like what percentage of the time is it terrible?
I mean, I'm a Bengal fan and they want to get rid of Taylor, and I understand the frustration, but
don't get rid of Taylor.
He doesn't have Joe Burrow starting. He's not a magician. He can't make these quarterbacks be as good as Joe Burrow.
And he's been a solid coach. You should stick with that.
To the Super Bowl. I mean,
this is what people don't understand about the NFL. If you fire your GM and your coach and you bring in somebody new, they rebuild, you start from scratch. Usually they suck, and then you do it again.
Yeah, I agree. Unless you have some great guy waiting in the wings wanting to coach your team, then I understand.
There's no. I totally agree.
If Bill Walsh is hanging out in the sidelines wanting to coach, great, bring him in. But it's gonna be kind of hard.
Yep.
If John Madden wants to come in and coach, great, bring him in.
If you can bring in a dead person that is a legend like John Madden,
it's not happening. And most of these guys that don't have jobs or not available, who are available, are not very good.
Yeah, and if John Madden didn't come back, I know what he would say in his press conference.
Boom.
He'd just say, "Boom." Okay, the real Tommy V says, "Great to see you, Dr. Dan. Great to see you as well, Ross. Great to see you."
Great, Tommy V. Good to see you, bud.
Let us know if you have questions. And included in that is strategy. Like right now, what would you do? In fact, Ross, I want to ask a couple questions about this, then we're going to wrap up the show for today.
Okay.
But one is this a time where you could consolidate a roster spot? At this point, we want to crunch down and get the best starting lineup we can, right? Or are you more of the mindset that, you know what, I want to have depth because there could be injuries? Do you cash in your chips now and go for consolidation, or do you keep that balance in terms of your roster?
Well, being the last 4 teams are having bye weeks this week, so now we're starting next week. It's full on. You want to have the best team possible. I mean,
best starting team, right?
Best starting team possible. I mean, God forbid if something happens to one of your players, you pick somebody else on waivers. But
right,
you gotta.
I think you gotta go for it.
You gotta go for it. You know,
I agree, and it's funny because I'm a pretty risk averse person in general. So like, I love the idea of having the backups and stuff. But one way you can do that is consolidate and then get the handcuffs. So, who are the best handcuffs out there that you want to make sure you own at this point?
I mean, I would for sure take McCaffrey. Is always an injury prone guy. So
yep.
So the backup there is Robinson, right?
Brian Robinson. Yep.
Brian Robinson. The
not Bijan Robinson. You don't want to draft the wrong.
Remember
Robinson
when we saw the clip of the guy picking
number one pick, Brian Robinson.
He thought it was Bijan, and everybody was laughing at him. But I mean, you got to worry about the guys that are injury prone. I mean, I saw like Robinson, and then you got, I mean, Henderson. Who's the back? Is Stevenson the starter, or is Henderson the starter in New England?
I mean, I consider Henderson the starter at this
Right.
point. I think he's past him.
Right.
I love Henderson.
And then, Algier in Atlanta, I would, if you would have Bijan.
Yeah, see,
mention him.
right. See, now, some of the best handcuffs are just the guys who would excel the most if they got the playing time. Blake Corum is another one of those guys.
Blake Corum has been getting a lot of action in LA. I mean, he's been in there for the goal line. He's been scoring touchdowns. He's been running the ball a lot more. I think the Rams are kind of saving Williams for the playoffs. I don't want to overuse him or get him hurt. It's smart.
Mm-hmm.
But when playoffs start, I think we'll see Williams a lot more.
Yep.
But I think it's a smart tactic. Some of these guys, they want to rest some of these, not rest, but just not use them. I feel the same thing with the running back in Philadelphia. I just feel like a lot of these guys are not going to get the mileage unless they really need to win. Like Henry in Baltimore will get the ball a lot because Baltimore is fighting for a playoff spot.
Plus, everybody just keeps feeding him the ball for his whole career. Yeah. I mean, he seems like he's going to play until he's 36 years old. When the truth is, he'll probably be gone next year. But still, he's been incredibly impressive. Okay, we're going to wrap up the show for today, Ross, but is there any last words you'd like to get in here?
The last words I have to say is the game that I'm excited about the most this week is probably, if I had to pick one, I would probably say the Bears in Green Bay. I just feel that's always like a rock fight. I mean, those two teams really battle it up, but both teams have really good offenses. It's not going to be like hand off the ball up the middle the whole time. It's going to be a lot of passing. So that game for me is the game that I'm excited about for the week. But there's going to be we're going to see a lot of offensive games this week. There's going to be a lot of scoring. So just be ready, have your fantasy team ready. And the one thing that people don't do that I do, and I think you do it also, is look at the weather report. If it's snowing and it's like raining somewhere and the weather's really bad and they play outside, obviously, try to move your fantasy players around a little bit because that affects the game a lot. I mean, especially the quarterback position. People don't pay attention to that, but I do. So that's another thing you gotta worry about is the weather in December. So that's my
okay. So you heard it here first. If it's raining, but they're playing in a dome
in outdoor stadiums, not indoor.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
But outdoor
just making sure.
Stadiums, make sure you make the adjustments so your player's playing in good weather. There you go.
And by the way, if it's raining in a dome, stay away from that as well. All right, Ross, it's been great doing the show with you. Guys, thank you for watching. We look forward to the same time next week. We're going to do one more week of waiver wire on Tuesdays. We had to miss this one because there was a scheduling snafu. But Tuesday, we have waiver wire with Casey and Ross. Thursday, it should be me, Casey, and Ross all together. We love it when we can all get together. Worst case scenario, it'll be me and Ross. But Ross, it's been a pleasure. Good luck in your matchups, guys. I wish we could all make the playoffs, but I wish you luck.
Playoffs. Yeah.
Playoffs. Good afternoon, Albert Mariquin. Thank you for joining us here. We're just stopping.
You can watch
you can watch the replay. Please subscribe and like. And meanwhile, most of all, come back to watch us next week. We want to talk with you guys. We want to hear from you. It's much more fun. Another last word.
I've been going through some of my pictures. This is a picture of myself with some of my producers on the Tonight Show with Jerome Bettis, the bus. See him?
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Me with the bus.
Yeah. Now, when you do this, Ross, I should show you pictures from my life that are not famous people. I'll be like, oh, look, here I am with Jaime Porras.
Here's something I just found. And then we'll go. It's a picture. My first job out of college, I produced a golf tournament for Milton Berle for the American Cancer Society. And this is me and Uncle Milty at the golf event.
There he is. I'm just glad it was not taken in the bathroom because we know what goes on there with Milton Berle. We've heard that story.
He did want to have a contest with me in the bathroom, and of course I lost, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yes. And everyone loses to Milton Berle in that contest. All right, Ross. It has
That's
been a
it.
pleasure. Thank you
Yep.
guys for watching. Please come next week. We want to talk to you. Okay. Good luck in your matchups. Hope you guys all make the playoffs. All right.